I sit and see. One of the things people talk about, and I thank you, sister, for what you said, I don't believe in waiting on nobody to do nothing for me. Me and God can handle anything. And I've always thought about that. That is why I always sit in Fannie Lou Hamer and Malcolm X. It's the people that I look to for direction, plus my grandmother, because that's where she taught me.
I was raised in the system from the womb of a killer. My mama didn't want to take his life, but that coward he hit her. Mentally misled into these jails from the people wanting us dead. But now my body is godly, so my thoughts are spiritually led. No longer plotting on the folks that's from my neighborhood. The understanding of COINTELPRO got me on lock and load. I can't be idle, my vitals is telling me to live. Stumping through the city with ownership, this is ours to give. Native to this land, I'm not claiming titles from Uncle Sam. We've been traumatized for centuries, it's time we take a stand. Breaking curses from the plantation acts of genocide. We taking back our mind from the brainwash that was planted inside. Garveyism in my blood, so I'm not remaining silent. Building armies with Kasim and the Black Agenda Alliance. Forever fighting for my rights against my enemies. Until all of my people free, God is raging war upon thee. Firearm check, bulletproof vest, deadly with this Glock, so don't try me with a no-knock arrest or fake traffic stop. On the scene is where you drop, and you can take these extra shots for Cameron, Steve, and a mirror lock. This is a war zone that most of us was born in. We never wanted beef with the government, y'all was sworn in it. So if you in the way, it's time for you to move around. I separated from the world, and this is what I found. I discovered me. Until all of my people free, I'm raging war on thee. And it's too late to change, it's way too late to cry. Cause God is striking his vengeance and it's time you die. Yeah, I discovered me. Until all of my people free, I'm raging war on thee. And it's too late to change, it's way too late to cry. The spiritual war is here, it's time you pick a side. Yeah, I discovered me. Yeah, I discovered me. It's way too late to cry, cause God is striking his vengeance and it's time you die. I discovered me. I discovered me. It's way too late to cry. The spiritual war is here, it's time you pick a side.
Time you pick up.
I said it, see.
Yo, man. 44 y'all done jumped on already. Yo, what's happening? So we are live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Yeah, I got TikTok right here in the corners. If y'all see me looking this way, I'm talking to the people on TikTok. Man, what the heck everybody been doing? Michelle talking about it's finally time. I've been waiting all day. Girl, you ain't been waiting all day. Good morning. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Miss Jean. Man, what have y'all been up to? I want to hear from y'all first. What y'all been up to? Hey, Nelly. Hey, how you doing? That girl in Texas. That's on TikTok. Okay, Nelly, I see you, girl. Oh, man. Y'all done joined in on TikTok. Okay. What's up, Instagram? I can't see y'all comments, though. But, yeah, what y'all been up to? It's been a long 5 months. I haven't done a live since November. Yeah, a little bit. I think the beginning of November. Hey, Michelle Ford. Miss Jean said she preferred TikTok. Okay, that's good. I'm good, Nelly. How you been? Man. Yeah, Nelly, that's that girl, man. Michelle Ford. Dorothy. Hey. He said another pre-recorded stream is diabolical. Who got pre-recorded streams? Who's Nico Harrison? I don't know who that is, but this ain't pre-recorded. This is live, brother. This is live. Yeah. Hey, Andrea, how you doing? Sure, buddy. This is AI. That's funny. Yeah, ain't no damn AI. They had to get the butterball ready. Yeah. Look at my face. My wife got me shined up like the first day of kindergarten. Shoot. Oh, talking about put some stuff on my face. Now I'm shining, the head all bald. He said I had to get that butterball ready. Yeah, man. It's been a long 5 months. Yeah, she said skincare. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on the skincare now. Shit. Gotta be. I just turned 50 the other day, 4 days ago. Shouts out to you, Andrea, for keeping that secret of the NBA game. Yeah, I didn't know they was gonna do that. They took me to the NBA game. We was 3 floors from the bottom. How beautiful. Hey, beautiful. Who you talking to? Skincare. Hey, I was talking to Kashelle. Hey, thank you, Nelly. She said happy belated birthday. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's Rudy White daughter. I don't know if y'all remember I talked about Rudy White, the brother that didn't play no games, you know. Yeah. Who is these people that keep on about to block this dude? And Andrea too works for Meta AI. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I love you too, Shamila. Yeah, she took me to the hey Kaden, what's up, bro? Happy belated birthday. Thank you, nephew. I appreciate you. Yeah, my daughter took me to the NBA game in Colorado, Toronto versus the Nuggets. It was pretty cool being 3 rows up from the floor. I could almost slap them NBA players on their head. I don't really like tall dudes, so I didn't want to be too close because I don't like tall people getting too close to me, you know. Yeah, I'm short, so I don't play that tall stuff. You been a big Nuggets fan? Nah, I really don't watch sports at all, but I think it was really for the experience, and I appreciate her taking me. That was my second NBA game, but the first time I was so far up, I couldn't really see. So, you know, she put me in the game, coach, right on the flow. So it was cool. It was cool seeing that. But yeah, I do want to talk about a few things, you know. Part of the reason why I was off of social media really for about 4 months, and yeah, some new rules that come with turning 50. And I want to get this one out the way first, really quick. The 50 rule, one of my 50 rules. One of my 50 rules is the big 5-0. Yeah, but I still don't mess with the 5-0. Let's get that straight. Okay. Still don't fuck with the police. We ain't doing none of that. Yeah, turning 50, I'm gonna say this. This is what I'm gonna say. Now that I'm 50, okay, if you are fatter than me, then you can't talk shit to me. You know why? You're full of shit. Literally. So that means now that I'm 50, if you weigh more than 247, you can't talk shit to me. We can conversate. It's cool. But don't be trying to talk no shit or say something out slick or nothing because you fat and you need to worry about the shit that you're full of and not trying to talk about me or nothing that I'm doing. Okay? So that's the start of 50. If you fatter than me, don't be talking shit. Okay? It's a rule. It's a new rule. It's bad enough. Hey, Jobina. Love you too, girl. Man, it's bad enough. For my birthday, they got me this damn Apple Watch. So, yeah, now I'm tracked. This motherfucker be telling me when to stand up. I'll be in church and it'd be like, time to stand up. Oh, you don't tell me what to do? Man, he said I'm aging backwards. Yeah. The damn Apple Watch telling me stand up and let's get it in and talking about my calories and meeting my steps and all that stuff. Happy. I appreciate it. Happy belated birthday to me. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't need no watch telling me what to do, but I guess since I'm 50, I got to get my steps in. So I'm making sure I'm getting my steps in. You know, I got to make sure I'm doing that. And yeah, it's really something different turning 50, man. I think just the new age number damn near scared me out of my shoes, but no, I accept it. It's cool. I don't feel too bad. Hey, what's going on with you, Miss Wagner? Yeah. But yeah, I think it was cool. It's not too bad, you know. I don't feel too much different. Trying to get rid of some of this visceral fat, that big belly fat, you know. We gotta get rid of that belly fat. You don't want to be fat. So yeah, but man, the 4 months was really for me to take some time to reflect on myself. I had a lot of things happen recently, and I just really had to. Oh, she said, "Hey there, Mister said you don't look 50. Murr said you don't 50. Oh, that's Amir. Yeah. Thank you. Tell that brother I said thank you. Hey, cousin, Kiera, love you. But yeah, a lot of things happen. You know, I'm one of those people who can accept death. I can accept life. I appreciate life. I know we all got to die. I know that we are just humans having this spiritual existence. You know, we speak having a human experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. So I'm never really, you know, I kind of deal with people dying in different ways because it's not like I don't understand it. It's just sometimes I think the way a person goes is kind of hard to understand. And I'm not going to get into, hey, she said, always sending you love. Yes, ma'am. I don't get into, I'm not going to get too much into this case with my nephew because it's still ongoing. But yeah, my 23-year-old nephew was found dead in a car in the alley. And me and my family members, my nephew, his mama, and some of the other family, we had to really do a lot of the work ourselves. But like I said, I ain't gonna get too much into it because it's still active and we still going through that. And then also my other cousin Travis, you know, these is two people in their 20s who I expected to see finish growing up and carry on the legacy of our family. And they both left in a couple months apart, you know, and then shoot, even just recently, you know, and shout out to my cousin Billy, Ricky, and Tommy, and Sharon K. My Aunt Dee Dee just passed my dad's sister, and so they dealing with losing their mom just a couple days ago. And so you know, I got mines on this side of me over here. I decided to put her up on the wall. Y'all should have seen it. I had already redone this area. I was actually gonna rent a space, and then I had a green screen and all that, and I was gonna upgrade all this stuff. But then I thought to myself, you know what? I'm just keep it authentic. Me, my mama, you know, and stay at the house and just keep it like this, you know, because it's not really about the environment and creating this super tech looking video. It's about what we talk about and just being able to get together and talk, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I think that is good that, you know, we keep up with each other, and then we have platforms in Omaha that you can go on to tell the stories in the community that don't get told. And so no, I didn't get the lamp, but I found one. I just ain't ordered it yet, Michelle. But I think when you talk about the media for Black people and telling stories, we have to turn to ourselves, because like with my nephew Tony, Anthony Coleman, his death didn't even get reported. So a lot of people didn't even know that there was a 23-year-old man found behind his house in the alley on fire in his car. You know, that was not even broadcasted. And so, yeah, that was pretty terrible. I think that we have to be able to have a place where we telling our stories, and people can actually see what has happened in our community, and we get a chance to tell our stories. Dang, I just started Instagram. That's my bad. I thought I already started it, but I didn't. But what's up, Instagram? But yeah, it's been crazy. Hey, Miss Ford, that's my girl right there. So once all that happened, and then a lot of deaths was happening, and even for my own self, I had to just take a break from my mental health. I was everywhere, doing a lot of stuff with different people. Oh, Nelly said, I'm forever grateful for you and the platform you provide. Yeah. And that's really what I want to talk about, is because I'm going to do a lot more of that. What I'm going to stop doing as much is, like, I'll still get out and advocate for people like children, but adults, I mean, come on now. And I'm gonna be real and very transparent. A lot of the adults, it turns from, I need some help, to let me do this for you. I mean, do this for me. And I cannot have more energy doing stuff for people than they have for doing it for themselves. And so I want to make sure that I'm being preventative, and my prevention looks like catching the children before they grow up and turn into anything wanting to be affiliated with the streets. And that's for real. He said, we living in a world of shit on Instagram. Yeah. But what I want to make sure we don't do is we don't get caught up in the narrative of what the world is pushing out for all of us to do, which is blink into this bullshit that our government is doing, and then the separation and all that. And we got to stay focused and remember that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And while we're here, like she said, your mental health is important. Can't let the community drain you. No, I can't. But while we're here, we do have to leave the place a better place. But at the same time, we can't drain ourselves. We cannot overwork ourselves. And when I look at the community and the people in it, what's going on, Jahi? There is just so y'all know, there's a link in that Facebook invite if y'all want to pop on the video, Jahi or anybody. But I don't want us to get caught up in what society is trying to get us into. We got to still make time for God in our life and be able to, minimize all the stuff that that they trying to sell us into, and we're forgetting about who we are and what we really here for. And we can't let nobody drain us. It was getting to a point where, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was people, if I would say I can't do something, they would get upset with me. Or if I say I have something going on and I can't help them right now, they'd be like, yeah, I understand that, but this. And that don't work for me. You got to be able to respect that. The stuff that we do in the community is really, he said, I lost sound. Did I lose sound? Can y'all still hear me? Because my thing is still bouncing. But yeah, there's a lot of times where, if you can't do something and people start doing that, then I'm like, I do realize that there's been a lot of people before me, and there's going to be a lot of people after me that's doing things in the community. And I watched and seen people get drained from it. She said, yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you. Okay. Yeah, we get drained from it. And tonight I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. A lot of the stuff that we're going through is stuff that's been projected on us as people, and then we allow it to take us out of our body and away from our purpose in life. And so a lot of times people call it depression, but really it's you battling your natural self to be what the system is creating you to be. And all these, sometimes when you get too many people buying into Democrat, Republican, this and that, and this and that, remember, you are yourself. You have your life to live. And when you're gone, all that shit's going to continue. So, and I'm not saying don't be political. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is don't let it take you off your square of what you're really here for, because that been here before you was born, and it's going to be here after you die. So you have to leave your mark on who you are as a person. And the only way is doing that is living in your natural self and being who you really are. And I think that, when you have people in this community, we have multiple people that are positive and moving forward with the right things in the community. And we don't want to downgrade or downplay none of them. But at the same time, we don't want them to get drained to the point where they feel like they can't do it. And it takes your energy. And so, yeah, watching them two young people in my family leave in their 20s, and then thinking about myself and my own health, I just decided to just pull back for a second, and 1 month turned into 2. And next thing I know, it was 5 months. And yeah, I did lose some weight. I can run. I had to run through the airport Sunday trying to hurry up and catch my plane. But I had to wait for Cashel because she couldn't run as fast as me no more. She gonna get me. If y'all see me again and I got a lump, just know I was abused, okay? But yeah, I had to run. So it was a test of all that time of working out and trying to get my energy back. I got tested Sunday and had to run through Denver International to catch my flight, even after the lady downstairs told me it was too late and I wasn't gonna get it. But yeah, we got the flight. I caught the flight. I ran. I was out of breath. I was fat. I was sweating. I had to take the hotel towel that I stole from the hotel and wipe my head, And yeah, I got on the plane. She said, don't do her. Yeah. Oh, Cashel, I'm sorry, babe. You was running. She was running, y'all. She was running. I got a video of her skipping. I'm gonna have to show y'all one day. But no, she was running. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, she really wasn't keeping up with the kids. You know, I'm 50, but I'm thrifty, I'm nifty, I'm fast. You know what I mean? So, yeah, my brother Terry Grigsby passed away. We went to North together. It's good to hear how you took time to step back for yourself as necessary. Yeah, and you know, unfortunately, a lot of the times with dudes, it's like suck it up, and you got it. But really, in reality, men, we go through stuff too, bro. And we have to take time and step back for ourselves. And when you look at it, yeah, I'm thrifty. But when you look at it, a lot of the men die early because all we do is stress about taking care of our family and being there for others, but we never take the time to be there for ourselves. That's why I like what my cousin Johnny is doing, because he holds a space for men to come and we can come talk about that stuff without nobody feeling like, you know, without us feeling like we, dang, what is too many platforms? Browsing the room to watch my posts. I missed my flight, standing in line outside. Yeah. Yeah, but we you know, he got that space where we can go in there and talk, and I love it because we're not judged in there, and we can go sit in there and we can talk and be just dudes and listen to each other, and I really appreciate him for doing that. Lloyd said, "Am I finally eating salad?" Yeah, actually, I am eating salad now, Lloyd. Look at my neck. You can see my neck, man. I got a neck. I can get some hickeys now. I'll get some hickeys. Yeah. So, but Lloyd, come on, man. Yeah, I'm eating salad, bro. He on Instagram talking about, am I eating them? Yeah. I have to make my own dressing though, because I don't eat ranch. I'll throw up if ranch even touch my lip. I'm throwing up, just so you know that. I don't mess around. Lloyd, no, he worked with me. I never ate salad. But yeah, men, we got to be able to take care of ourselves. And I like what Young Dolph's wife, she got a thing called Men Deserve to Grow Old. And I really, when I met her in Seattle a couple years ago, she talked about that. And I think it's important that we die from old age, not from, you know, from these deaths that we are dying from. And a lot of it is self-inflicted. And we got to be able to talk about that stuff. I mean, when Deca Ray passed away recently and everybody was talking about I'm not snitching and all that. I mean, I'm not the type of person, I don't want to hear that shit. That girl was innocent sitting in the car and got shot and killed and wouldn't nobody say nothing. But I mean, the person did get arrested. But in our own community, when that stuff happened, we got to get these people out of here. I don't want them around here just as bad as I don't want these motherfucking racist ass cops around here. I don't want other black people in our community that wants to kill and harm and terrorize the community. I don't want none of that. And so, yeah, I think in our community, we do have to hold ourselves responsible and then also hold these other people responsible because right now we have a lot of, and I've been preaching this shit, so I'm not going to get all deep into it, but there's a lot of things going on in the community that's being ran by people that's not even from here. So it's not like we're their family or we're the people that they grew up with. So it'll be different, like $1 million to me compared to one of these organizations. Y'all gonna see that $1 million of work because I'm going to make sure that I put in the work for the people, and it's going to be I'm going to make sure that that the people benefit from it because I've come from this stuff and I know exactly what we sometimes need in order to help us get a leg up because we started off behind the race. If y'all don't remember, yeah, the word says, be still and know I'm the Lord. Yes, brother, a man must take time for ourselves in religion with God and the meaning of our life. That's right. And I think it took for me to be, I probably was about 25 when I discovered the purpose of my life as a gatherer, like something naturally I didn't have to work on was just getting people together. And so, yeah, but it still took some time to even come out the shell because I was an introverted person. But throughout my life, there's been multiple women who's been there that showed me things. And then there's a couple of men I could say that actually poured into me. Of course, starting with my mama, you know, right here. She gave me my life, you know, and through her life, even though like that song I played at the beginning, I said I was raised in the system from the womb of a killer. Yeah, my mom took a man's life, but it wasn't by choice. It was because she was defending one of her friends. And the man was beating her friend up and beating up some other girls. And she tried to break it up. And she had a gun in her hand. And when she turned around, you know, and asked him to stop, and he turned around, and he slapped her, you know, and knocked her teeth out. So, yeah, she killed him. And so, you know, we as a community, man, for me, that protection part is natural for me because I get it from my mom, and so she showed me perseverance because she was raped as a kid. She was having, people getting on top of her when she was 12 and 13 and 14, taking her body, you know what I mean? And I was the last one born. So by the grace of God, I even made it through all that. And so I learned that from her, And then the first foster mother I had was Miss Josephine James, who I still talk to this day. She's 92, 93 years old. And, when I went to her house, I just sat in the house and cried like a baby. Yeah, I'm being vulnerable right now for y'all because I said we're going to talk. This is going to be different. Miss Josephine James took me in. I was 8 years old. And I sat in that room and I cried what felt like 2 or 3 weeks to me. I don't know how long it was, but she told me, either you're going to sit in here cry or you're going to get out here and face the world, because sitting in here and crying ain't going to get you nowhere. That's what she told me at 8. And she was right. She was right. I had to uncurl myself and come out that room. I was so sad. I just wanted my mama, no matter what they said about her being a drug addict, alcoholic, all that. I still just wanted to be with her. And yeah, but Miss Josephine James, she gave me the strength to get out that bed. And then when I went to the next foster home I lived with was Geraldine Jackson and Carl Jackson. The Jacksons. That's right. They even had a son named Michael Jackson. That's right. And the Jacksons took me in, and Carl Jackson taught me how to be a man. He taught me about accepting responsibilities for my actions. So everything I did came with a consequence, and I had to man up. So, at first I thought it was more like abuse, but really he was teaching me how to be a man. And Miss Jackson, his wife, they were so into church that we was going to church every day. And that's where I figured out my connection with God was through them, and even though once I left their house, I ended up getting adopted by my mom's sister, who is Deborah Abram, which is Johnny's mother. Yeah, Johnny No Good's mother adopted me at 13 and brought me back home to my real family. And it was a curse and a blessing at the same time because, I was happy to be around my cousins and family. I didn't get to really be around them, but when I finally was able to make it back around them, that's when I realized, I got more into the street life. Now, this is all after the fact. During the time, I didn't see nothing was wrong with nothing. But, our family was heavy in the streets, and that's where I found myself, going through that. And then when I went to jail so many times, but the last time I went was for felony assault on the police and marijuana with intent to deliver. Yeah, I'm spilling it. That's what I went to jail for. And yeah, in there I was tested. My faith was tested. God, I revisited the Bible that last time, but I had been to jail a whole bunch of times before that. It wasn't really jail. I just think at that time I was in my 20s, late 20s, and I'm like, it was like 1998, and I'm like, dang, what the hell? I just keep going back and forth to jail, man. And so I finally, hey Edith, I finally just snapped out of it with the help of God and different things I've seen. I was able to get out of that situation facing 20 years and then ended up only getting 6 months because the marijuana got dropped, and then the officer came, and even though they said I assaulted them, they started beating me up. Long story anyway, but yeah, they ended up dropping my stuff. So down to a misdemeanor assault on the police. So I still got it, but it's a misdemeanor, not a felony. And so, yeah, but I'm just saying all that to say that it was those women in my life, and my auntie, when I went to stay with her, she taught me how to get myself together, like get to the money, handle my business. She's very methodic. She does a lot of her calendar work. Everything she do is real methodical. So I learned that stuff from her. And then, after that, it was my wife, meeting her when I was 21. And then a lady named Roxanne Relford, who I met, who gave me a job after I got out of jail and was getting turned down by everybody to get a job. This woman hired me as a cashier. I was pretty upset about it, but I took the job. But just reflecting on all this stuff and then turning 50, like, man, lucky I made it. I'm glad I made it. I did talk to some of y'all, a lot of people I wasn't speaking to, but I appreciate every message, call, everything that y'all, man, y'all really, really, really came through, and I appreciate it. Big C said untamable. That's right. And I spent the weekend turning 50 with my first day one friends I've been having since I was 30. Since I was in my 15, 16-year-old, and it's been over 30 years, these same people have been my friends. And so that's why I flew to Denver to be with them for my 50th birthday. But yeah, so definitely I think that all of us, and even Lloyd said, I truly hear you, my friend. Yes, sir. I think that all of us, no matter what, even if you can't be a frontline community person, I think that being a good example of a man or a woman or a couple or whatever, that's still giving back to the community, because when people see you out in public, they can see how you are and see you can be an example to people. She said, I was a felon and got a pardon, so I feel you. Yeah. And I was able to get my gun license back finally. Shoot. But I think that we all can be examples. It don't have to be frontline stuff. People ask me all the time, how do you get involved or doing stuff in the community and all that? Really, it's just doing what you love to do. Be a good example. And then guess what? When somebody do see you or look back at your life, or if you turn around and when you do pass, the love you get from other people says a lot about your character. And that's really what this existence is about, because nobody lives forever. We're here temporarily, y'all. And I know sometimes we get super mad at stuff and events and things that's happening. And even time, people be asking me, oh, what about Trump? What about Trump? I'm like, I don't know that dude. To hate is a strong word. There's a lot of things maybe about him I don't dislike, but I don't hate nobody. They do whatever they do. I have to continue to live my life. And whoever's the president never has changed or affected my life that much. This man right now, he's a puppet to me. He's old. He's doing whatever he's being told, and I don't get into it because it's not my cup of tea. Local politics, that's something different. I do try to be involved with that, but like that president shit and all the shit that's going on, people get mad at me. I don't get into it. I just with that dude and like federal stuff. I've came to a conclusion that unless I'm asked, I don't even offer my opinion about a lot of stuff on social media. So I really don't scroll, but like if somebody send me something or something, I still don't offer an opinion. I'm not going to offer an opinion because it ain't that I don't care. I just don't get involved. I think that we as humans, we have been put into this system so badly that we have forgot the purpose of our individual selves. And really, we're supposed to love each other, man. Come on. I never thought I would live in a country or a world or exist in a time where people really just don't love each other no more. Like, we don't care. And if you see somebody bleed on the sidewalk, don't tell me what to do. What this watch doing? If you on a sidewalk, somebody bleeding on the sidewalk, now people just gonna record you. They're not gonna help you. They're gonna just record you. And I never thought we would get to something like that, but that's where we at. And but what happens is the good people and the things that we do that's good, it's not projected, it's not highlighted. And so don't ever think that we're in this spiritual battle alone, people. We not. We all spiritual brothers and sisters, the ones that's choosing the side of good, spiritual battle, good versus evil, right? There's the good people are still here. We here. Don't get exhausted. Don't get tired. But when you need a break, take a break. But trust me, we here. And it's all love. I really wish, what a perfect Omaha would look to me. Oh, I'll get into that endorsing somebody. But what a good Omaha look to me is, for one, Omaha, right? Hey, Jasmine. We are a small town in Omaha, and most of us are related. So a perfect Omaha would be, take a look at who you related to and who you around. We shouldn't have issues here in this place. We should be able to run our black area the way we want to, and we should be in control. But a lot of the stuff that's happened right now is people, adults, a little big city. She right. The adults have we have given authority over to people who's not from here. And a lot of these people are using our children's problems and issues as a commodity to make nonprofit dollars. And really the problem to me is not hard to solve. It's just like it's made to seem hard, and in my opinion is on purpose to make it not be fixable, so that way the money can keep flowing through the nonprofit federal dollars. That's what I think, and what I see. But I know that there's people out here that's actually doing the work intentionally. And I do want to give a shout out to Cheryl Weston, somebody who was contacting me a lot and saying, get back on your damn horse before she smacked my bald head. And then also my brothers over at First Sky. I didn't even know they were promoting and telling people that I was coming back, today. And I talked to Paul, and then matter of fact, somebody else had mentioned it, like, hey, First Sky been really talking about you. I'm like, man, that's beautiful, man. I love them brothers, man, because, again, here we are taking the time to give people the news. And we have to be able to do that. And then like local politics, Miss Weston, she be on that, and so do they. And we have to be able to do that. I think that we have to report our own news and our stories because other people won't. So what I plan on doing is being more available for people to come on the platform to tell their stories, and being able to get out in the street. So if you a person who get out a lot and you run into stuff, and you want to be a part of that, I mean, like you saying you live on a scene, call me, let me know. I'll go live and bring your video right into the show right away, like breaking news. I don't care if you're on the scene of an accident, anything. Call me, say, Sherman, I'm on the scene. I need you to bring me in. I'll send you a link. You can pop right in, and I'll go live right then and there. Breaking news. This is what's happening, because most of the time we see the stuff before it even happened. And a lot of the news ain't gonna report it the way we want to. He said, can you talk more about nonprofit dollars? I don't like to learn more from your perspective. I've been hearing some things at Fair Deal Cafe. I looked at the deeds to see who owned the properties in our neighborhood. Brother, let me tell you about that. Nonprofit dollars. Look at North Omaha, okay? The business district is supposed to be Ames to Cummings. Since my cousin Vivian was killed in '69, that riot happened. A lot of that stuff caught on fire, was never rebuilt. And not only was it not rebuilt, but OEDC purchased a lot of them buildings down there. So the people who's giving him a hard time at Fair Deal Cafe that you talking about is the same people who own the majority of that land down there. And they're not even letting people buy the land or buy the buildings. You only can lease them, okay? And then if you lease them and you fix them up, they can raise your rent or try to put you out and all this different stuff, or you gain popularity down there. That's what happens. But it's more or less, I wouldn't say our fault, because the person, OEDC, Mike Maroney, who's a part of OEDC, he's from Omaha. But again, we got people picking profit over people. It's profit, nonprofit. They say nonprofit, but it's really profit off of the poverty of the people. So it's poverty pimping. And so what I've experienced in my time in the community is there is a lot of federal grants being written for the 68111 zip code, which, if you notice, what people do is get a nonprofit in that area code, but they live in like Gretna, and then they say they serve in North Omaha through that address that they use, but then they get federal grants and then just pay each other's salary, but never really doing nothing, because when you're not from a community, you don't actually know what the community needs. And you haven't even got a card, an OK card to represent that community that you done got this building in, just because you know that the 68111 zip code is a hot dollar area for nonprofit and federal grants. So when you drive down 24th Street here in Omaha, Nebraska, where the black people at, where the black dollars is supposed to circulate, there's nothing there. And when we want to have a good time, where we got to go? South Omaha, West Omaha, Midtown. Midtown they got a grant for them. I mean, the city approved them to get a parking garage because they got so much entertainment, they running out of parking. We don't even have that, okay? And it's been the same whistle that I've been blowing for years. But again, when it's only a few people, then they can make you look crazy, okay? And it's not just Omaha, y'all. I want y'all to be for real. This ain't just Omaha. Every black community you go to in every city is historical and it's been gentrified, meaning they kept the buildings, they kept the artwork, even maybe kept the business idea. But when you walk in, it's white people. We was in Colorado, and I wanted my breakfast dinner at the Weldon Cafe. And I don't know if y'all know about Colorado. Denver, they got the 5 Points. 5 Points was an area where there was all black people running businesses and everything. I went into a barbershop on 5 Points, where it's black people supposed to be the black community, and it was a white barbers. The only place that was left that's black owned that I seen was the Welton Street Cafe. Okay. Well, who owns those buildings off of 24th and Sprague? You know what? I don't know. There's a guy. Somebody can answer that for you, brother. Cooley, that's one of my Camaro Club brothers. But yeah, somebody can answer that for you. I can't remember the person's name because it's going to be right across from that thing that they about to build. But yeah, Colorado had it happen to them. And my homie C, who's from Colorado, from the east side, right over there, he said it himself. You know, this used to be all black people, and now there's nothing. So we're just like, I call it slow-mahal. We slow. So we slow to get things happening. In this case, it's kind of a good thing that we're slow to be gentrified, but the gentrification is happening. And so my brother down there, Jackson's, that's what's happening. You can't be too black and be somewhere in Nebraska. Okay. We know this red state is craziness. They don't want us existing here. That's why they try to get rid of the so-called blue dot and all this extra crazy shit, because black people has always historically built everything about what we do is history, no matter what state we in. That's why I say the hood should be where we go for our commerce, for our food, not a place of violence where our kids is meet early demises and stuff like that. If we would get that shit together in every community, you know where the hood is, you could go there and feel safe, but instead we can't because of the brainwashing programming that has done. He said it's like North Star, who's gotten millions of dollars from white philanthropy, but we don't see them in the community when they're supposed to serve black boys. I agree. We need something in our neighborhood that draws there. Like we walking in and out as white people. Hardy Coffee Company on 30th. That's a white-owned coffee shop. Yeah. Oh, she said use Doggist or county assessor sites to look up the owners. That's for your question, Cooley. Akidra could definitely get that answer or teach you how to get it, or just use what she just said right there. But again, black people, this is not an Omaha message. This is a worldwide message and call to us as people. And the call is we've already recognized it. I'm not going to get into this dead horse shit, okay? We've already recognized the issues in our community, from parentless children, you know, the dads being arrested, the moms being turned in and out of whatever the fuck these people trying to make these black girls out to be, the crazy psycho black woman, all that stuff. We know all the issues, right? When are we going to stop making that like it's a part of our culture? Let's talk about that. It's not our culture. It's not our culture to hate each other. It's not our culture not to create. And it's definitely not our culture to verse each other. Okay? The reason why, back to your question about 24th Street and all that stuff, the reason why that shit's like that, because it's all on purpose to make sure our dollars is not spent with us so we don't come up amongst ourselves. Our money is fueling the United States, and our money back to Omaha is fueling the rest of these business districts in Omaha, because North Omaha, we don't have our own spots to go to enjoy our own company without having to deal with the microaggressive white people stuff that they be trying to put us through when we go to their areas. We don't have our own area. And we do have it, but we let people control it. Just like, why do we allow people to tell us when we can pull out our shit and vend on 24th Street? Only on Omaha days we can pack it out. No, we should be able to do that shit every weekend, because trust and believe, it don't even have to be a weekend. You go to South Omaha on a nice day, they gonna have their shit packed out, and they got their shit on the sidewalks. They out there selling, getting along, commerce, business is happening. We don't have no business happening. And that's our own fault, and it's all on purpose. And so I think that we have to reclaim our communities, but it starts with you as an individual reclaiming your time and your peace and your mental health. Reclaim who you are away from, I gotta go to work, I gotta pay the bills, I gotta. When is it gonna be time for you? When do you ever make time for you to learn who you are, to learn about this vessel that you have, that you've been blessed with, that your spirit is in? It's like your damn car. You ain't gonna ride around on 4 flats, are you? No, because you can't move. But you let your body be flat and you out here knowing you ain't feeling good, but you still out here doing shit. No, bro. We got to take back time for ourselves, reclaim our mental capacity, realign with our purpose on being here, and then magnify that shit. And when we run into other people who knows that we see is here for this fight, in this good versus evil fight, we amplify each other. We feed off each other. We don't beef with each other. We get together, we love each other, and we move forward together on that point. But once a person shows you they are a demon and they don't give a fuck about you, your community, or nobody, then for me, that's the cutoff. And so I've had people tell me I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. Maybe there should be another person to come behind after I come through and flip the tables like Jesus. I'll flip the tables and then you come behind me and negotiate. Because I don't believe all of us have one purpose in this community. I think that there's some people who disrupt shit. There's some people who come in and plan shit. But long as it's coming strictly from the heart and it's about our community, I have no issue with that. What's up, brother? Cameo Holiday, the superstar. That's my brother right there. He on TikTok. What's going on with you? But I think that we all as individuals have our certain things that we do. And if you are in the market of building cars, or you selling houses like a Kedra, and you got all these different people doing this stuff, making music like Cameo and all this stuff, bro, we do it together. Like, you do it as your individual self, but then we just support each other, because that's the only way we're gonna come up. And we got to be unapologetic. We don't have to apologize to people for saying we're doing this strictly for Black people. Why? We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. We don't have to apologize. And I'm talking to y'all now, the Black people. The white people, y'all can still listen, and I'm okay with that, but I'm talking to the Black people. We, as a people, got to stop trying to be accepted by people who have already proven 1,000 times that they're against us. Not all white people, but I'm saying once they show you who they are, stop trying to negotiate, be anything, do anything with them, like that damn fucking Sheriff Hansen. Fuck that dude, man. Once he proved that he don't give a fuck, even though he's an elected official, he is 100% don't give a fuck about us. Okay? He don't. He really don't. And the only way that we're going to move forward in this community, she said, collaborate collectively. Man, you just took the words out of my mouth. Collaborate collectively, support Black-owned businesses. Yes. And the Black-owned businesses need to know how to do business also. And then we also need to make sure that we're not prejudging our brothers and sisters. What's that? Okay. Also, we have to know that we're not prejudging our brothers and sisters based off just looking at them and shit, and thinking something about them just because, you know, how they look or whatever. And the things that you've heard, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. But I'm saying, once you show me one time who you are, I'm finished with that shit. I'm not. I'm done with that. And so I'm not here to tell nobody how to live their life or what they should be doing. But I do want to say that don't lose focus of your spiritual purpose while you're on earth. You're not here forever. You're here to do something. And it's 100% to not be controlled by a system telling you because you Black, you have to talk like this, or because you white, you have to do this, because you Mexican, or because you Native American and all this, you have to do that. No, you come here to do what you want. You got legs to move. You're not a tree stuck in the ground. Okay. You're not. He said, you're exactly right. I moved to Colorado from Omaha 5 years ago, and I support local Omaha Black. That's what I'm talking about, Ricardo. Come on now on TikTok. Yeah, we still support each other, but we support everybody else and then wonder why everybody else get rich around us. My white foster kid said, this sounds like Martin Luther King. I wish, man, that dude's some big shoes to fill, but I tell him I appreciate that. But I'm serious, man. Like, there's so much potential in the Black community, and me taking that step back, it wasn't that I was losing hope or feeling depleted or nothing. Well, for one, my nephew dying in the car fire was traumatic. Okay. My cousin Travis leaving. This is Travis we talking about. That was traumatic. But then sitting there and looking at myself and then looking at the stuff that we do in the community and like, is it all worth it? What are we doing and all that? But I got 1 million confirmations from all the people in this city. Like, yeah, we appreciate you doing what you do, blah, 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 blah. But I just want to be able to make sure not only am I doing something that's motivating people, but I also want to make sure that we're profiting and then we're also leaving something for the younger people. So I like to work with the young people to help them get encouraged to speak up and be themselves. Even though a lot of us was born in fucked up situations. I was literally born in a fucked up situation. The lady who was my mom's counselor, I just recently reconnected with her and she told me she was surprised I was alive. Because back then I was 2 years old and already in super shitty diapers, all fucked up. My mom was fucked up. We was fucked up. But we alive. We here. He said, let's start over black. That's right, see? And so, and then you think about all the historical stuff that the people have tried to do to us. We're still here. So I'm talking to y'all black people. We see the problems. We see the issues. We know what's going on. We know our kids are being brainwashed. We know the system is fucked up. Are we paying attention? Are we recognizing the early signs of wanting to be in the streets? When you start having children who don't want to talk to you, they got friends, but their friends don't want to meet you, or they eating dinner and they got their headphones, or they in the car and they got their headphones, or they're shutting the door while they on their game or on their phone. You losing connection with the children, and it's not something that you can say, what's wrong with you? It's nothing wrong with them, but if you leave them to the system to be programmed by the internet, if you leave them to that, then that's what they're going to be programmed by. And then you're going to lose them because you're not being programmed by it. Then you're going to say, what the fuck is wrong with them? Nothing. They're following the system, and the system is teaching them not only to hate themselves, but to hate the people around them. If you don't got the Gucci, if you don't dress this way, if you don't talk this way, if your hair don't look like this, man, it's out of control. And the young people, they're killing themselves. Suicides. I've never seen so many young suicides in my life, and I hate that for them. Every time I see a young person pass, I'll be thinking, what could I have done to speak to that person if I knew him? If I didn't know him, if I knew their situation, did they family know? Like, are we sitting down and talking? And so simple things while you're raising your children can help. Like, how was your day? How are you doing? Let's sit at the table and talk to each other. What did you do today? What are you thinking about? How are you feeling? All that. And when I did that with my children, people called me a helicopter dad, a helicopter parent. But no, we sat at the table and we talked. I raised 4 kids. They never got expelled, suspended. We didn't go through none of that shit. I didn't go through none of that, but I was always 100% into their lives. There was not no private life. I don't give a fuck. Teenage, 13, 14, 15. I'm coming in your room, sitting in your musty room, talking to you, feet smelling like corn chips. It don't matter. What are you doing in here? What's going on? How can I help you? Stand up, give me a hug, and make them hold you for a little bit. You got a friend, tell your friend to come in here and talk to me before you think you about to leave with them. I need to meet them. Who's their parents? What are they doing? What are they into? Okay. There are signs that you can see when your children are going astray. But again, here we are stuck in, I got to go to work. And then people are still trying to live their life and you leaving your child to be programmed to the system. So I'm saying all that because now I think that, you know, with my nephew dying, his story not being reported, I know I have to do more stories about the people in our community. I really have to. I have to do more advocacy for these children, and I have to make myself available. So it's like I said, it's not that I'm going to say fuck adults, but I really need to hone on these children because it breaks my heart, man. I can't do this stuff, man. I can't watch these children die. I just cannot. It's breaking me. I can't. And what did he say? Oh, brother, he said, this is a specific reason why most affluent families in the countries don't allow their preteens to access social media poison. You right. Yeah, Miss Ford, that's true. And again, we got to be able to be accountable for that and stand on that, because we know what's going on in our communities. We know what is wrong, and we can't be fooled or blinded by these demons. Once they show you and prove to you that they're demons, you know exactly what they're going to do. Don't ever get your mind thrown off of, oh, they might change or no. Demons on demon time, that's what they is. That's what they do. All 2025, I said we need to tell our stories. God had put it on me to share that message. That's right. Yeah. And so don't be confused by the folks that we see around here, that's demons, and then they're pretending to love God and they're Christian and all this extra stuff. I don't really get into the religious stuff either, but whatever you choose for your religion, that's fine. A Muslim, Catholic, all that, I don't care, because I believe in a higher power, and I've studied all the religions and I respect them all. So I don't care. To me, that's just another form of separation. But I do have the discernment and the blessing from God that when I walk in a room, I can feel it. When I'm talking to an individual, I can see it through your eyes. I can feel it coming off you. If you are not genuine and you're a demonic person, I can feel that shit. And I'm going to move accordingly, okay? So I want us to, if we're going to leave with anything from this live, I want you to make sure you understand that you have to live your life based off of what God is telling you. And the only way you're going to do that is separate your mental from all this social media and all this stuff that's going on and coming at you, and give yourself the time to absorb that information. It's in there. Trust me. Silent time alone, you will get it. And I really started getting it more and more once my mom passed and I seen the way she left. I know a lot of y'all done heard that story before, but when she died, she was so sad. She had a sad face. She was looking sad. And once I was holding her hand and I'm feeling her die and her heart stopped beating, I looked up and she had a smile on her face. And I thought to myself at that moment, what did she see before she died that made her smile? It was something, you know, but our problem is a lot of humans, we trying to make human sense out of spiritual stuff. And it don't work like that. It don't work like that. When you see big ass trees and clouds and weather and all that stuff, this is spiritual stuff. You can't make sense of it. They can say they predict this is going to happen, but who can make sense of it for real? Nobody. It's going to happen. So we do definitely have to be intentional about ourselves, understanding who we are and what we're here to do. And in between all of that, remember in the background that the battle of evil versus good is happening. And if you can't get on the front line, if you don't feel like you can get on the streets, fine. Make some videos. Because one thing about it is the system has created this social media stuff and everybody's on it. So what we have to do is be on there with the right messages, y'all. That's it. Our kids is searching on social media on how to do this, how to do that, and they getting answers from false people. Let's get on there with the truth. Use their social media to do the right thing, okay? Use their social media to push the message of good, being a good person, loving each other, okay? We don't need to verse each other. That's just not it. And realize too, the world around us is changing. I was born in 76, you know, so I'm an old man, 50. And I've watched from no computers to being outside, to being on the game, to doing this and doing that. And I've been able to adjust with that time. And so I can use social media very well. There's some people who cannot. And for the people who cannot, if you got something to say and you cannot use social media the way you want to, but you have a message, hit me up. I'll let you come on my platform and do this and tell your message. Speak your truths, bro. We need the people who's experienced it. We need the people who have been through the fucking system and then figured a way out, because I get a lot of brothers are saying, man, I can't say nothing because what's going on, brother Derek? I can't say nothing because I was a young nigga. I did that myself. That's actually the opposite of why you should say something, because if you did it and now you know it's not right, then you can be the answer to what some of these children need on how to get out of this mindset. We got to love each other. But it starts with loving yourself, looking in the mirror. And this, I do this sometimes, call it weird, whatever. Look in the mirror, look in your eyes, look at yourself. I love you. Smile at yourself. Crack a joke. Make yourself laugh. Okay? Make yourself laugh. Look at yourself. Look at the beauty of what God have gave you, right? Your vessel. And again, we will not, some people won't go with their cars being dirty and raggedy and all that, but your car is just like your body. It carries you, your spirit around. Your spirit is being carried in this body, so we got to take care of it. That's why from now on, like I said, if you fatter than me, you can't talk shit to me because you're literally full of shit. And that's what should be your number one concern, is getting that shit out your stomach and out your body. Don't talk shit to me. If you fatter than me, I'm going to start teeing you. Oh, and then since I turned 50, Brother Paul said I'm not an elder yet, so I can accept that. But, you know, when old people always be trying to tear me up, and usually I let it slide, but I'm going to start getting some of y'all. I think I might cut it off at like 10 years older than me. So if you like 60, I probably might still 65, I'll let you slide. But from 50 in between 64 and you teeing me up, oh, I'm going to get you. I'm going to start getting you now. I was letting people slide, but I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Yeah. I'm going to tee you on up about your dentures and everything else if you try to get on me. So I'm not doing it. What's good, kind sir? What's going on, Maven? Yeah. I think that again, too, what we need to make sure we are doing is the family structure part. I know it's tough. I know, and y'all gonna talk shit. I know people gonna be mad when I say it, but we definitely got to get back to the family structure, man. I mean, the mom, the dad, the brothers, the sisters, the uncles, and if they don't want to be a part, I wouldn't say completely just say fuck them, but you want to still at least try to include them and ask them about themselves. But again, until you get to a point where you loving yourself and who you are, you're not probably going to be able to do that. Because if you waking up every day with a full cup and one little thing pissing you off, then that's, you know, you're going to explode on everybody. So, yeah, I don't think that going out the house already upset and then facing this world is a good thing. So you got to be able to love yourself. And again, I know people don't like to talk about this, but spirituality, understanding that one day you will be in that casket or cremated or whatever your last wishes are. That's going to be you one day. While you're here, life is not happening to you. You are creating it by your decisions. Every decision that you make can cost you your life. So that means when you make decisions, think about your life and the future that you're wanting to live before you pull that trigger or slap the shit out of somebody or run somebody over or get into an argument or any of that road rage stuff. No. Think about your life, because every decision you make can cost it, and it can end early or you can live long. So I am 100% grateful to be 50 years old. And I think from here on out, like I said, my focus is going to be on young people, probably like 8 to 12 years old, 13 years old. A perfect Omaha to me would be the News Gang. We actually have a place where we can go and there's a building and we can do our news there from there. I wish that Robert Wagner had his own place to be able to teach children carpentry, like a big place that's just way Robert want to run it, not nobody controlling him. I think Kasim should have his own place where he can have the kids there and teaching them, the men, how to be men. I think the women who want to help the young women should have a place where they can go and the young girls can come. I don't like the fact that the Boys and Girls Club is all together. I don't like none of that. I think it should be separated. I don't think we should be blending that stuff right away. And I also think there should be a place for parents that's struggling, single parents that's struggling with their children, to come and talk to those people like Robert Wagner or Kasim or myself or even Miss Tamiko, anybody who's raised their children, and you kind of got a grasp or an understanding of what family is about. You know, even my homie Big C. I mean, he waited late to have his kids, but guess what? He 100% active in their life, you know? And that's where it comes to. You have to understand that when you're talking about life and family, the time spent with those children is more important than all the stuff that you think you have to buy. And for fathers, which this is a touchy one too, but I don't think it's fair that when a child is born, it's automatically the responsibility of the mom and the dad get to choose whether or not he's a part of the life, because we need mommy and daddy. Okay, we need both of y'all. And I think that when the women is put in those situations and they have to be both parents or do both, mommy and daddy things, which the daddy is the discipline, the mommy is the nurturing, our women are losing their nurturing. That's their natural ability, is to nurture, care, love, extend the hug, the kiss on the head, all that stuff. That's that woman stuff, that touch, that certain hug that you can get. When they got to be both, then you got kids growing up hating their mama because she had to discipline them and try to love them at the same time. So dads, we need the dads to still be there, bro. We need y'all. We need y'all. And I never missed a time in my children's life. And it's not to say it to brag. I'm just saying that's how I was able to raise my children with respect. And they never got in the gang. We lived on 40th Ave the first 10 years of their life. They never became Crips because I told them, if you ever want to be a gang, I'm going to be the opposite and I'm in your house. So your rival is going to be waking up. You'll wake up and I'll be standing over your bed, ready to beat you. Okay. So it wasn't no gangs in my house because you wasn't about to be a gang member. But that was the way I dealt with that. And it was quality time spent. I wasn't the richest I wasn't the richest person. I had my first child. I was 19 years old. And I didn't have a lot. But what I did have is time. And that's what I did. I spent time with my kids, asking them how they feeling and doing and being there 100%. And the children is definitely the future. So, I mean, you really got to spend a lot of time. Dads, it's not that hard. Get back into them kids' life. Moms, stop trying to block them dads. And if they're a bad influence, I can see that. Or if the mom's a bad influence, fathers, I can see that. But we need to get back into families. But then that also goes back into picking who you choose to lay down with, right? Picking who you choose to procreate with. Who are you having a child with? Okay. Who are you having a child with? Is that person goals lined up with yours as far as the way you want to raise your children? Okay. We got to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think for me moving forward, like I said, it's going to be definitely opening up this platform to people to come on. So I'm not going to be doing no more like I'm telling your story. I want you to be able to come on and tell your own story, and I can help you with that. I'll allow you to use my platform to do that. I don't care. Okay. And I think for my dream Omaha, I would like to see us getting to know who we are, who we're related to, because the majority of us is all related. You know what I mean? We really are. And I think that moving forward, it would be nice. Like the mayor, I appreciate him. When my nephew died and he knew I was going through this stuff and having issues with the police, he did call me and ask me, did I get the answers I need? And was there anything he could do to help? Gene Stothard would have never done nothing like that. You know what I mean? And so I appreciate that, because he recognized the importance of the stuff I was doing in the community, and he noticed my absence. So, you know, he hit me up like, is you okay? You cool? You know what I mean? And I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate it. And I think that accountability in our community, what it looked like is everybody who's in that nonprofit sector, and what you say on paper you do, then just make sure you're doing it. Okay? Make sure you're actually doing what you say you do. He said people don't realize how small Omaha really is. Get to know your relatives. That's right. And I mean, I did the little ancestry DNA is how I found that I was related to the Strongs. But shit, when I seen LaDonna, I already kind of knew of LaDonna, and then like some of them other Strongs. But LaDonna, man, she don't mess around about them kids. She got a kid of her own, but trust me, LaDonna will go hard for the children. LaDonna Strong, and that's my cousin. So I'm like, damn, cuz it's in the blood. You know what I mean? When I seen her and seen the stuff she was doing, and then found out we was like first cousins, I'm like, man, it's crazy. It's in your DNA to do it. And so a lot of us is fighting our purpose. And you know, really your purpose is the defining character. Your spirit already know who you're supposed to be. We just come here and get settled down with the brainwash from this society telling us who we supposed to be. And then we're fighting that. And that's where the depression come in. That's not where it's at, y'all. It's not. You're going to leave. You're going to leave here one way or the other, and make sure while you're here, you're doing something that somebody can pick it up and be like, man, look at what Paul did. This is Crazy. Okay, this is a good idea. Maybe I'll pick up from where he left off and then start doing this. You know what I mean? Hey, Edith. She said, you are an earth angel, so blessed. Thank you, Miss O'Neill. And Edith, you know, her brother, Larry, you know, he was the one at the Wendy's. And I went up there to advocate on behalf of brother Larry because, you know, he an elder. And I still love Larry. I knew Larry from when I was a kid. And Miss Edith, when I went through my issue and I started falling back, she told me and she talked to me and she basically just said, God is in control. Keep doing what you're doing. And see, that kind of stuff, I appreciate that. I had strangers coming up to me, talking to me and saying, yeah, I haven't heard from you, but I want you to know what you was doing was helping me and doing that. And I just want to make sure that you know that. And I appreciate that. I appreciate your views. A lot of it is speaking to my spirit. Just to add another thing we can do is to show up to the tables where decisions are being made, right? City council meetings, board meetings, speak up for what we need to do in our community. We can't complain in the background and take actions. Yeah, that's true. And my daughter was so funny and she put that video together and I had to look at that stuff, all that city council, and I'm popping up everywhere and talking shit about the community and why y'all not doing this and why y'all stop not doing that. It got to a point where anytime I pop up in the room, they like, hey, we don't want no problems. What's going on? What did we do? You know, but it should be that like that for all of us. We need to all show up, like Akidra said, showing up in them spaces where the decisions are being made. But a lot of us have sat back and let people take control that's not from here, you know, and it's not to poke none of these people, but like Ernest White, he's on like 25 boards that got a lot to do with decisions being made in the banking industry and housing and all that stuff. But Ernest is from New York. Okay. Same with Chris Rogers. It's like I said, I'm not knocking him, but he is the person in charge of Douglas County money, but he's not from here. But he's making decisions about people who's from here. Same with Willie Barney. He's from Iowa City, Iowa, but he makes decisions about the nonprofit issues and things and money getting passed around in North Omaha. Again, we got people that's not from here. So I kind of feel like sometimes the decisions that's being made, like with me, it would be made different because these are my people. I'm related to the majority of these people. So I'm not going to do nothing that my people going to get mad at me about. And I'm not going to do nothing that ever go against my people, ever. And so, yeah, I know what she's saying when she says show up in them spaces, because that's what we have to do. And when we show up in them spaces, they'll stop playing with us, but we got to stop playing with ourselves. And it goes back to accountability. It starts at home, making sure our children are good and making sure we good, keeping our mental straight. So no matter what, I don't care if you work in a 9-to-5 job, you the supervisor, you the boss, keep your mental self about you. Okay. Keep it all about you. And stay focused on yourself and your well-being. And like I said, my focus definitely on myself, my family, my grandkids, and I'm gonna do a lot more with young people. And I want to be able to grant access to families or individuals that want to tell their story on my platform. Because again, my nephew that just died November 24th, there was not even a news story that he was found in his car on fire. And the news gave me a bunch of bullshit ass excuses on why they didn't cover the story. Okay. And then again, who's accountable for that? Do we stop talking to them because they only want to talk about news where it's we done did something, instead of covering the stories that's actually for us? Just like the brother Luke, they did that. They wouldn't do the story about him in that nursing home, but they'll cover a shooting and then talk about what North Omaha is so bad on. Yeah. That's on purpose, so we can't participate. Yeah, you talking about city council? Yeah, all that stuff is 2:00 on a damn Tuesday. Is crazy. And Jasmine said, carve out some time for you. Yeah, you're right, Miss Jasmine. We got to carve out time for ourselves. And another thing for me is I definitely want to be intentional on working with William King, First Sky, Cheryl Weston, anybody who's telling stories or reporting on things in the news. I want to be able to team up with them and do what we do best, and if it's a political platform, maybe it's First Sky or Miss Weston. If it's walking into something and calling somebody out about something, maybe that's something I'm going to do. Okay. But I have no animosity or no beef with my people in these in this city that's doing something purposeful for the community. Okay. And we are still selling our hoodies. I do want to remind y'all that we have them for sale, and I'm going to say this: for my birthday, since I turned 50, and what we're gonna do is some $50 hoodies. All right, we'll do some $50 hoodies on both kinds of hoodies. And we'll do $50 hoodies on the embroidered hoodies, and then on the polyester hoodies. Oh, here comes Shamila right now to show y'all one. Yeah. Hi, daughter. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Look, they happy to see you. Yeah. Glad to see you back. Hey, Cynthia. Yeah. Glad to see you back. But yeah, there's the hoodies. So get over here so TikTok can see you. Yeah, it's a before it took a village, now it take a hood. And we talking about the motherhood, fatherhood, sisterhood, brotherhood, parenthood, childhood. Yeah. I'm from the hood streetwear. And when you look at that logo, I want you to notice something. There's 13 stars on that hoodie. That represents the 12 disciples in Jesus. You see what I'm saying? Or whatever y'all want to call them, right? Then you got the small cloud and the big cloud. The big cloud is at the bottom. The small cloud is at the top because that represents the parent and the child, the parent holding their child up. And if you look really close at the building, maybe once you put on that other one, you can see that. But when you look really close at the building, instead of using a hood, I use a building of commerce with the lights on, because what I wanted to say on that is in the hood, there's something always happening. There's people always up. There's always some commerce and business taking place. Okay. And so I believe that not just my belief, I know that we can get to a part where we got the hood as a place of commerce. And like he said, we telling our own stories. We got our own food. We got our own entertainment. We spending our money with ourselves. And then in the neighborhoods, we got hood houses. So yeah, this is the other hoodie. So this is the polyester hoodie that's printed all over. And again, there's the building. It's the same building. It's just blew up a little bit, but you see the lights. Every light is on. And on the sleeve, it got before it took a village, or now before it took a village, and now it takes a hood. And then on the back of this hoodie, it actually got all of the hoods on it. So you see the motherhood, fatherhood, sisterhood, brotherhood, parenthood, and childhood. Step over here to TikTok and see you, because I love my people on TikTok too. Yeah, and I want y'all to be able to see that. So we got these hoodies for sale. Normally they're $65, but like I said, while I'm 50, I'm gonna let them go for 50 right now. Okay. And I want y'all to make sure that y'all tap in and buy them, because those hoodies represent the restoration of the village. Everything we do is going to be catering towards the restoration of the village, the restoration of the people, and the restoration of the family unit. And this year at Assembly of the Saints, because that's where I'm gonna be. I know people think I'm gonna be somewhere else, but nope. At Assembly of the Saints, we're gonna be doing some gardening this year, and we're not doing the 20 weeks. The 20 weeks normally was when we feed people 20 Sundays in a row, but this year we're gonna focus on health. So we're gonna do a lot of walking, exercise, gardening, and eating healthy out the garden. And then we're also going to be doing a lot of mental health stuff and family orientated. So this year I'm going to team up with a lot of photographers in the city. Okay. And I'm gonna team up with these photographers so we can pull up to Elmwood Park. I think it's gonna be Elmwood Park, but I'll let y'all know. And we're gonna do free family photos for the families. So you bring your family out matching and all cute, and we're gonna do y'all family photos for free. That's right, free family photos, because I believe it's very important to have pictures with your family and get these the memories created with your families. Okay. And the best way to live long with your family is to be healthy. So we got to get some of that visceral fat off our bellies and be able to be in shape. And at the bottom is the Cash App. If you want a hoodie, I see y'all on TikTok asking and stuff. If you want a hoodie, the Cash App is Unified Nation. And all you got to do is send your Cash App and then send the size. And then I'll text you back. My phone number is 402-968-5012. 402-968-5012. if you want that, or you can inbox me on any one of these platforms and we can get together and I'll send them. We ship them across the United States. Our biggest market right now is Kansas City. I ain't gonna lie, they go crazy, and Denver also, but Kansas City is probably like our biggest market because they see them hoodies and they buy them up. So we'll take trips on the weekend there with a whole bunch and come back with nothing. I love Omaha, but like I said, we kind of slow, so sometimes people don't buy it. But that's how I feed my family and how I take care of my family. And so we're gonna continue to push the hood hoodies. You know what I mean? Oh, yep. You still ain't grabbed your hoodie or your t-shirt. I got a t-shirt for you that you already paid for, Chantella. Ooh, man, you went in on Barlow. You know, I didn't get to catch the whole thing of what he did or said, but I knew once I seen you, I said, oh yeah, she about to get him. And that you did, and I appreciate it. And so yeah, even like with her show, Stay Woke, you know, you catch Chantella on Stay Woke, and she gonna address issues in the community. Thank you, Chantella. Happy belated to me. Thank you. I appreciate it. She said, I need to see some ID. You 50? Yeah, 50 where? 50, I'm 50, and them gray hairs, they coming. My friends be accusing me of dyeing my beard, but I don't dye my beard. It's just it's taking a long time for my grays to come, but they popping in there. I know y'all see them TikTok, but I don't know, that light might be blocking y'all from seeing them. But yeah, I definitely I do have some gray hairs. And then we also got the Untamed jackets. So the jackets that you see me in, the red, black, and green jackets in that video, which is on TikTok, so y'all can see that video on my page. But I haven't posted it on YouTube yet. Hey, YouTube. I'll post it on YouTube so you can see it. But those jackets, those Untamed jackets, they normally $120, and I'm gonna do them for $80 for y'all right now. But it's only in certain sizes because I'm just running through what I got, and they all red, black, and green. They the RBG hoodies. I mean the RBG jackets, the Untamed jackets. They red, black, and green. And you know what that is. So we're gonna definitely be on those still. I do still have them. I haven't been advertising or doing a bunch of. Oh, here comes an RBG hoodie jacket right now. There go the Untamed jacket. Turn around here so TikTok can see you too. I love TikTok. Yeah, the Untamed jacket. And y'all know what Untamed stand for right here. Scoot over a little bit, Shamala. The Unified Nation, taking action, mentally erasing deception. That's what Untamed stand for. So we got those jackets for you, but just be aware that when you wear them jackets and you walk into something that's political, they probably think you're going to come in there to set some shit off. So, you know, be advised. I'm not saying once you put it on, you might have the power, but it might make it come out of you. When you put on that Untamed jacket and you walk in there with that Untamed, you might, they might side eye you a little bit. But again, across the United States, across the world, I want our Black people to realize we have the power, y'all. We got the power. We got the juice. We influence everything around us, from the growth of this United States to what's popular, to the movies, to the music, everything. We just have to turn our power back to us and be stingy with our time, stingy with our power, stingy with our ideas, stingy with our work ethics, all of that. And we got the power. She said the power of courage. That's right. And we've been that for decades, for centuries. Okay? So make sure you tap in to get your hoodies and your jackets on sale right now. Be on the lookout for the health thing that we're doing this summer. Partnering with the and be stingy with our money, like my cousin said. And make sure that y'all stay tapped in. We're gonna do the Power Wheels car show again this year. I think they doing the Big Wheel Derby. I think if she do the Big Wheel Derby, I might do it with her. We did it before at the park down there. I have to call and see if she's gonna do it. And if she do, then I might pop in with her. What's going on, nephew Charles? Okay. Yeah, but I mean, let's just be for real, y'all. We have the power to do whatever we want. And I'm not saying that we say fuck everybody else, but literally we need to, before we integrate with everybody else, we need to have our own self together. And the only way we do that is stop thinking somebody from the outside is going to come in and save our children and help us clear our mind. Remember the last time they left us alone when we was back in the way Egyptian days, we were making pyramids and things that they couldn't describe or understand how they did it because we wasn't mixed in. We was all by ourselves. So we need to go back to the stingy time where we by ourselves and creating things that they can't understand, creating cul-de-sacs and communities and actually loving and taking care of our women and our children, and also the men. Stop trying to make it like we can't have time and mental time for ourselves because we need it sometimes. Okay. And I love all y'all. I really do. I mean, I've never doubted the love that the community have for me, but then there's still times where I still even question, am I doing something that's meaningful or impactful for my people? Because that's what I want to do. I love y'all. I don't want us to go through this life thinking that we're just existing. No, we're creating our reality, but we have to stop letting people influence our thoughts so that way they can't create our reality. We got to do it ourselves. So, he said, I hear you, Uncle Sherman. Yes, sir. We can't wait for others to come and celebrate our heroes. We must do it ourselves. And I love you too, cuz so much. Y'all just don't know this woman right here, Arlette, my cousin, man. I love this woman so much. You know, she keeps our family history together and keep us in order. And she done showed me many a times how we related and why we related, because we do a lot of the same actions. And we ain't gonna take no shit from nobody. And I get that from my family. And I know a lot of the times my family don't tap into stuff. They don't see nothing, say nothing, but I know they all paying attention. And I'm going to tell you right now, they ain't all got all the screws. And so I try to stay out of getting into beefs with people because you never know who's going to come behind me or anything that I'm going through, or if you try to beef with me. So I try to just keep it cordial because some of my family, they not on social media and they ain't going to talk. They just about action. And so I don't want them to get involved in nothing. But I definitely want to make sure that y'all know we're going to have these hoodies and these jackets on sale. We still got them. We're going to run through them. We got some new summer stuff coming. And yeah, I'm gradually making my way around. I won't be as visible in public as far as like going to a bunch of different events, but I'm going to be doing a lot of more news coverage and things like that. And I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to travel to other cities and states and blend in and talk to and get to know some of my Black people, some of my spiritual people, connect with y'all in these communities. I know y'all doing the work, and I know it's tough, and I know it feels hopeless because they don't highlight the positive stuff. But guess what? We here. We can make it. We can do it. We together. I love all y'all, and I know 100% for a fact that once this earth was created, there was demons sent here, but there was also the warriors sent here. We the warriors, we were sent here to make sure we protect the people, like Michael, the angel. We here to protect the people. So don't never think you alone. You're not alone. You just gotta make videos, do stuff, say stuff, so then other people seeing like, oh, you one of them. That's right. We one of them. And I want to give a special shout out to Pastor Ballard, Demetria, my church family at Assembly of the Saints. I've never had a home church, but this is not an average church. This is a church where people is about action. My pastor is passionate about the community, and he loves to get his hands dirty when it comes to this community. That's why you don't see him with these other pastors. I'm not saying they crooked, but they not him. I say that. And he ain't afraid to get out here and get himself dirty, get the church dirty. We have all kind of events there. He don't be tripping off none of that because he said, why build the place and not have the people come? And we definitely got this. He said, keep lifting the community up, brother Arlette Brooks. And I could go back to before high school. Wow. Okay. That's what's up. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all y'all joining in, especially, man, it's my first time, I think, really being live on TikTok like that. And then this damn Instagram tried to shut off a couple times, but it kept on going. So yeah, and Facebook, y'all know I love y'all. Them is my people, the down to earth people. I know everybody watching. That's not. I mean, there's people watching that's not saying nothing, and I appreciate that too. You know, what Paul call them? What do he call them? Oh, the ghost listeners. That's what Paul call them. My brother Paul. So yeah, let's move forward this year, 2026. And let's not judge or get upset when people take a mental break. Okay. And again, like I said, through this time while I was taking a break, there was some people who hit me up and I said, I can't do nothing right now because I'm going through this, and that with my nephew and his case. And they like, yeah, I understand that, but this, and that. And then I just had to stop responding. There's people who poked at me on Facebook and I just let them slide because one thing I'm not going to do is argue with somebody who's delusional or stuck in some kind of delusional world, but they don't understand that the reality of life is about loving yourself and living your life and not being caught up in this system of the politics, Democrat, Republic, all that crazy shit that they got going on. We don't need to be caught up in that. And I know y'all probably thought I was going to get on here and talk about current topics and all that, but I'm not. The current topic is you. The current topic is you loving yourself and being able to love others. The current topic is not letting somebody control your community. I don't give a fuck what city you in right now. If you got a black community that you grew up in, or you got black children in your community, they need you. So if you can get online, make some videos, use their weapons that they're using, this social media, use that as a way to get your message out because people need to hear it. We need to flood the internet with the positivity and the love and the spiritual battle, the warriors that's here that ain't afraid to speak on that stuff. We need to be able to do that. And yeah, I'm gonna be definitely getting with First Sky because, man, them brothers, man, they put in so much work, you know, and Miss Weston and Will King and even Holly right now, Hawk Time, she doing her thing. You got different people with different shows, man. And like I said, stay woke, all of us. We get together and let's put something together. Even our brothers over there in South Omaha, you know, I love them. I went to South, me, my kids, my wife and daughter, we all graduated from South. So the Hispanic community over there always gonna get my love. And so I love them people over there. They did nothing but ever show me love. My Sudanese brothers and sisters, of course, they show me love. I always wear this my Sudanese flag on my wrist, the left wrist. Anytime you see me, that's where you're gonna see it at. And yeah, I believe that the Sudanese brothers and sisters, we need to love on them because they kids came over here and started going through the same gang stuff that our children was going through. And we thought it was just our thing, but no, it's a poverty thing. People bonding through poverty, and now the Asians are bonding through poverty, and they're coming up with Asian gangs, and they're gonna go through the same thing. And when they do, if they do reach out for the help, I'll be right there to assist them too. But I just do believe, I'm a firm believer in B1, which is black first. So I cannot sit up here and think I'm gonna reach out and help or be a part of helping any other community before I step in for my people. And so that's why this live today was called Catching Up with My People. I wanted to catch up with y'all. My son, 12 years old, and when his friends come over to play, I put food on the grill and feed them all. Man, Ricardo, that is beautiful, man. That's the kind of stuff we got to get back to. I know when I was in Texas, I walked to a store, and when I was walking by, these people was barbecuing, and they was like, hey, you know, I'm like, yeah, I'm not from here, but I'm like, come on over. They thought I was somebody else, but then they still like, come on through. You know, you family, that's the love we need right now. Okay. So don't doubt yourself. If you got plans to do it, just do it. Life is not happening to you. You're the author of your book. Write the book, create the book, make things happen, do the things. I don't care. Don't let nobody put you in the scope of what you're supposed to do. If you on your podcast stuff and then you want to do comedy and you want to write stories and you want to do photography, do everything that you can think of while you're here, because this is a temporary experience that you're having. And once you're gone, baby, you're gone. Live your life to the fullest. I don't care how old you are, how young you are, nothing. Live your life to the fullest. But just remember, if you fatter than me, you can't talk shit to me because you full of shit and I'm gonna block you. Okay? No, but seriously, we got to focus on our health, man. Yeah. So I love y'all. I'm going to get out of here, man. 1 hour and 36 minutes. That's a long time. Man, I'm just appreciative. I'm happy to be 50 years old. I'm going to try to keep getting rid of this visceral fat. I guess this Apple Watch going to keep telling me what to do. It already done told me time to stand up, and I don't want to stand up. So you don't tell me what to do. You know, my wife already be trying to boss me around. I let her boss me sometimes. I do let her boss me sometimes. I don't want her to come down here and bust my head, but she ain't my boss. Sometimes she ain't. Sometimes she is. No, she my boss. No, sometimes she is, and sometimes I don't know what to say no more. I'm confused. So I'm gonna just stop before she come downstairs and get me. But I do love all of y'all, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And we're gonna get back out in this community. And again, if you want to get your story heard, or you want to get on the platform, hit me up, inbox me, email me, untamedllc@outlook.com. I'll post that email on this video so you can see it. And yeah, we gotta get back to our family. I mean, we had a family dinner for my mother-in-law's birthday, and man, so much family showed up. We basically shut down Longhorns, but it just felt so good to be around all them again. You know, my nephews, they all big and they got kids, and my nephew Kariba, he's so smart and taking the lead on a lot of stuff. And man, I love that dude, man. Like these last 5 months, it's been tough for all of us. You know, the way that Anthony died, and we had to go see his body burnt up like that. But my nephew Kariba, man, I mean, he really stepped in, and he is the man that God is wanting him to be. He's that guy, and he know I love him. Oh, he done said something. One love. Yeah, he know I love him, and I'm just glad to see him stepping into that role as a father, a son, a nephew, a brother, a protector, because he had a tough life too. You know, but it just goes to show you that the start of your life does not determine the outcome of what you do with yourself. It's you. It's you. It's you. You make the decision, but you have to reconnect with your spiritual self. Separate. That's what my homie Dion said. It's called separate to elevate. Separate from the bullshit and from all the cloudiness of the world. Get back into your spiritual self and learn who you are and do it. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't share your ideas so somebody can give you criticism on what you should and shouldn't do. Just do it. Okay? Don't share your idea. Just do it. Put it out there. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And love yourself doing it. Okay? Because we temporarily here having this human experience, and I know for a fact that God didn't put us here to battle these demons alone. And Christy, she running for a spot. Christy Noor, that's my girl. She running for a spot. We got all kind of people running in these political offices. I'm going to support any and everybody. And I support, like, even with the Crips over here on 40th Ave was doing sack lunches during the summer. I support them. I want to see them thrive and come together in their community. They was feeding the young kids over the summer right at their corner store, where people been shooting at their store, but then they also been trying to do positive stuff. I like to see it. I like to see the positive stuff. And I think that our mayor, I think it would be good for him if he was to step into those communities in those areas and let them people know, I do love y'all. I respect y'all. I want to see what we can do, because this is something different, right? Let's get these hood houses going. And before I go, I'm gonna just run this idea past y'all. It's something I've been thought of. And Pastor Ballard said they actually doing it in other states. I had no idea, but the concept is basically from like back in the day when there was that one house that mom would let the kids come over, and them ended up in the drug houses, the crack houses, you know, because people end up getting sprung out. All the gang members stayed at those houses and they sold drugs out of those houses. Okay. But we can have hood houses where there's elders there. There's people like Robert Wagner or Kasim there showing these kids how to build things, how to become a man. There's computers there so they can get online. You never know what a person's going through at home. But we got so many abandoned houses in these neighborhoods. Turn some of these houses into hood houses where the kids can come get a fresh meal, come get some mentorship, come get help on a computer, putting in a college education application or some tutoring for their math homework. Talk to somebody about becoming a man. Talk to a young lady about becoming a young lady. You know, you got grown women in there that can help these young women know that you don't have to be a bitch twerking your ass and shaking your titties and bitch this and bitch that and all that. No, you don't got to be that. You a queen. You a woman. These men, you don't have to be a gang member. You don't have to be some thug hood nigga. You can be a man and get out here and do something productive with yourself and have a long living life. You know, That's the stuff. And so in those hood houses, I have the concept wrote down and everything, and I want to present that to the mayor, not just of Omaha, but in all these different cities and states, because a kid would feel comfortable leaving out their house, going a couple doors down, and they got positive people, influences, and things that they can do to help them get out of their situation, because you never know what's going on with them at home. Okay. And so I think the next segment I'm going to do is going to be with these mothers that has been having issues with these children in OPS. I have spoken with Mr. Ray. He gave me his full support. And so I want to definitely address these fights and these stabbings and these shootings that have been happening at these schools. And a lot of it do start with home, but then a lot of it too is the parents don't understand that some of these kids is going through. So when you culturally unaware of a child and you giving him a hard time over something small, and he's dealing with not having a meal at home, that can be something bad for them. So again, I think that we as a community, we address these things and we work towards them, but it definitely starts with yourself and self-preservation, self-love, and brothers and sisters, when you give birth to these children and you creating these new people, be responsible for those people. Don't leave it just up to the moms to take care of these sons and daughters. Brothers, we got to be there too. Moms, don't leave it just up to the dad to be there for them children. They need your motherly love too. Okay? It's real out here. We got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of growing to do. We got 3 more years of a Cheeto in office, and so we got to make sure that we take this opportunity while they fighting amongst themselves, that we get our doorstep clean. Okay? I love y'all. I'm gonna get off of here, and again, make sure y'all tap in for them hoodies, those jackets. They gonna go fast. I haven't been advertising them in Omaha as much because we were selling them in Kansas City, but we got some more in just for Omaha and for me to do the 50 sale. So again, the hoodies is gonna be $50 in that Untamed jacket instead of $120. I'm gonna do $80 for the jackets. Okay, and then we got some jumpsuits that's normally $90, and I'm gonna do $75 for y'all on that. Okay, all right. Piece of hair grease in the Middle East. Be looking out. And again, much love to my news gang people. First Sky, Cheryl Weston, William King, Holly Hawk Time, Stay Woke, anybody, Miss Weston, all of y'all that's doing the news and reporting on stuff in the community. And then, like I said, if you ever out in public and you see something happening, hit me up. I'll bring you right on, and you can report right there on the scene. And if you see something and you ain't able to record, tell me and I'll pull up on the scene. And also be looking out for X Watch. You know why? Because we've been stalling on bringing it out because I need it to be exactly the way it's meant to be. X Watch is the community protection group. And there are some things, a few more things that I'm wrinkling out, but Kasim is ready. I'm ready. And everybody's going to have a role in X Watch. I had to roll back releasing it only because I want to make sure that the elders that can't get out the house, or people who are not mobile and can't get around, they still got something that they can do. And so if it's community protection, you see something, call us, let us know. For the elders, you can still be able to send letters, write letters, make phone calls, file complaints, all that stuff. We need all that. And so I got different stuff that I know that y'all be able to do no matter what age or your mobility issue. It's going to be something for all of us to do. And Omaha definitely could be an example on how we take back our community. The gentrification part is already going on, but we still got a pocket that we can uphold, and we need to do that. Starting with yourself and then the children and the people around you, okay? I've been on here long enough. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But I love y'all. Piece of hair grease in the Middle East. Whoa, the Middle East getting bombed. But I do love y'all. And again, don't forget, if you fatter than me, don't be talking shit.